Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, Pharaoh appointed Prophet Joseph as a high-ranking official and entrusted him with the task of managing the nation's resources during the years of abundance. Joseph implemented a plan to store surplus crops during the prosperous years to prepare for the famine. As predicted, the famine struck the land, affecting Egypt and the surrounding regions. Joseph's brothers, who were suffering from the famine, came to Egypt seeking food. They did not recognize Joseph, who had grown into a powerful and influential figure. When Prophet Joseph's brothers came to Egypt seeking food during the famine, Joseph devised a strategy to test their sincerity and assess their remorse for their past actions. He planned to keep his identity hidden initially and put his brothers through a series of challenges to gauge their character and see if they had truly changed. As Prophet Joseph gave them provisions, he asked them to bring their brother, stating that if they did not do so, he would not give them any more food. He also asked his servants to return his brother's money in their sacks, so that they would recognize it and return to Egypt. The brothers returned to their father and explained the situation, asking him to send their brother Benjamin with them so that they could get their full share of food. They promised to guard and protect him, but Prophet Jacob refused to let him go until they gave him a firm covenant in Allah's name that they will safely bring back Benjamin. After their promise, when they were leaving, he advised them to not all enter from the same gate and instead go through different gates. When the brothers returned to Joseph, he gave them their share of provisions as promised, but asked his servants to secretly place the king's drinking cup in Benjamin's sack. As they were about to leave, some servants shouted that the king's cup had been stolen and the caravan was to be searched. Though the brothers insisted they were not thieves, the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. This was Allah's guidance for Joseph in order for him to be able to hold his brother back in Egypt, since according to the laws of the state, it was not allowed for him to keep a visitor. The brothers, still bearing jealousy towards Joseph, stated that Benjamin had a brother who also stole before. Joseph knew this was not true, but kept silent for the meantime. When the caravan began to proceed, one of the brothers said that they'd promised their father they would return with Benjamin. He decided he would stay in Egypt while the rest of the brothers went home to their father to explain that their son Benjamin had committed theft and was being held in Egypt, and if he didn't believe them, he could interrogate the caravan. When the brothers told their father what had happened, he turned away from them and wept so hard that his eyes went white from grief and he lost his sight. His household members complained that he was always grieving about Joseph, and it would cause him to fall prey to disease or death. Prophet Jacob told his sons to return to Egypt and try to find both Joseph and Benjamin. They once again returned to Egypt, pleading to Joseph to grant them their full share of provisions. Joseph asked them, "Do you know how you treated Joseph and Benjamin?" They were astonished and asked him if he was really Joseph, and when he said yes, they began to repent and accept his graciousness. Joseph forgave them and asked Allah to be merciful to his brothers before handing them his shirt and stating, "Take this shirt and place it on the face of my father, and he will regain his sight. Then come to me with all of your families." When the caravan departed once more from Egypt, Prophet Jacob said, "Proclaim me as mad, but I can sense Joseph's scent." His household members were quick to tell him he was in error, but when his sons returned and placed Joseph's shirt on his face, he regained his sight and stated, "Did I not say that I know from Allah what you do not know?" They all asked for forgiveness from Jacob. When all of them returned back to Egypt, Prophet Joseph raised his parents upon the throne, and all his brothers fell down before him in prostration. Prophet Joseph told his father, "This is the reality of my dream." The story of Prophet Joseph highlights themes of patience, steadfastness, forgiveness, and trust in Allah's plans. It demonstrates how a person's faith and righteousness can guide them through hardships and lead to eventual success and reconciliation.